All right, here we go. Let's talk about our final or our semester assessment that you will have on Monday. First part of the agenda for today is to watch this video. So congratulations, you made it to step one. You are watching this video. Congrats, video. So we're going to talk about the final and what to expect on the semester assessment. Okay. What else should you be doing in class today? You should start studying. I mean, if you haven't opened your review packet, I would open that up. Okay. Don't put it all off until Sunday night. All right. That would not be a good strategy for this. Okay. Videos for the review packet should hopefully be uploaded right now today. Okay. If they're not, let me know, and I will call Mr. Wilhelm and make sure he gets those done for you. All right, but they should be done. Okay. Let's talk about what you're going to see. Okay, on Monday, there's going to be 10 multiple choice questions, like I've been saying. Okay, 10 multiple choice. All right, there's going to be 1 to 4 from chapters 1 and 2, 2 to 3 from chapter 3, and 2 to 3 from chapter 4. All right, so it's kind of just like an even spread over all the chapters. Okay. There will be some vocab type questions. There's going to be, some actual solving and things like that. Let's look at the review packet for a second here. Okay, you will definitely have to do some things like this, just naming objects and naming things, line segments, lines, rays, etc. Understanding, what happens, what these little tick marks mean. That's a great idea. Obviously, this is seems a lot longer than the actual assessment's going to be. I tried to include everything that you could potentially see on your assessment in this review packet. Okay, knowing how to find the midpoint and then knowing how to work backwards from the mid if you have the midpoint. Understanding ratios and angles, and if you have a straight angle and the ratios just like this, to make sure you understand the slap and X on it. Okay, being able to name the different types of angles as well. It could say, 1 and 6, or excuse me, 3 and 6 are what type of angle. And you remember that from that one chapter test. I think it was chapter 3 or chapter 3 test where it said 3 and 6 are what type of angle, and it listed all of these, and you had to pick the correct one. All right, that's a potential question out there for you. Okay. Perpendicular slope. Remember what it means to have a perpendicular, what perpendicular slope means. Okay, you will have to write an equation at some point, I believe, if that's one of your questions. I don't know if it will be. Just kind of, it's also very random. Questions like this: given an angle, find the measure of another angle. Given angle 1 is 160, find measure of angle 15. That's a possibility. That could be on there. Okay. Obviously, we only ask you one of these, not a bunch. Okay. Understanding scale factors, how to use scale factors, how to find scale factors, how to rotate different degrees, 180, 90, 270, all fair game there. Okay. Use it like I said, what is the scale factor? So finding a scale factor. Okay. Writing a rule for a translation, maybe doing multiple translations, also fair game. Maybe rotating something and then translating it, fair game. Okay, those are some things you could see. All right, maybe a word problem with the scale factor, also fair game. Okay, but just remember, scale factors is new over image over pre-image. Okay, and that's pretty much it, guys. It's 10 questions. Here's the deal: we're trying to design it so that it's only going to be it's only going to be 50 points. Okay. It's only going to be 50 points. If you get one question wrong, it's not automatically going to take you down. If you get 2 questions wrong, that would be, some people think it's 5. That means it's 5 points per question. Well, obviously, since this is a semester assessment, we're going to, potentially curve it a little bit if we feel the need to. All right. And when I say that, it shouldn't be like, I'm going to bank on a huge curve. Don't try and bank on a huge curve to do well on this actual assessment. All right, study. Do your part. Study up. Okay, ask questions if you have them. Come shoot me an email. I'm more than happy to hop on our meet before our actual final. All right, before the actual final, look over your old tests. You can look over those in here. Okay, in the review materials folder, you'll see end of course assessment. You'll see chapters 1 and 3 in here. Chapter 4 will be in there soon as well. I just haven't transferred in there. And you can look over your tests, okay? I put the test folder in there, and then you can just find it and then just see it there. Now, obviously, these tests are going to be, we're going to unpublish them, so we're going to close it during your final so that you can't look at them during the final. But, you'll be able to study from them. All right, you'll be able to study from. Chapter 5, remember, is not going to be included in these 10 questions since we literally just took a test on that. All right. This end of semester assessment is not meant to, break your grade. Okay. It'll end up being about 5%, just 5% of your grade. However, you don't want to get a 0 on it. Okay. You don't want to completely blow it off and get, like a 30% on it. All right. Because that could drastically affect your grade. Okay. Obviously, I'm not trying to put a lot of stress on you here. That's why we made it worth 5% only. Okay, but we want you to understand that it could be the difference between a B plus and an A minus, or a B and a B plus, or a C and a C plus, or a C plus and a B minus. So if you're on that borderline, make sure you do what's necessary to get you to the grade that you want. All right. Our grades are basically locked in, other than the final, other than this semester assessment. Okay, unless you're planning on retaking, your chapter 5 assessment or your chapter 4 assessment, that's it. All right. After break, I'm not going to be able to go back and change. I'm not trying to go back and change any of your grades. Okay. That's not what that's not how I do things. All right. So please, no emails about, hey, Mr. McConey, I'm right there. I have a tendency to round grades up. All right. If let's say you're at a 79.6, I'll give you the B minus as long as you put forth some effort into the class. Okay, as long as I feel like you were consistent in doing your work and doing the things that we asked of you. All right, in this class, I'm not going to bump you up if you have 20 missing assignments. If you didn't come see me, to get some extra help. If you're not putting forth the effort, why should I reward you? All right, so that's kind of my policy on borderline grades. Okay. At the beginning of the semester, I said that there's potential that we would drop a low quiz grade. I don't think that's going to happen because we haven't taken many quizzes. I think we've only taken 2 quizzes, and one of them was our chapter 3 test/quiz. All right, so that wouldn't be fair to drop one of those. But remember that I am more liable to round you up as long as you put forth some effort. All right. Today in class, if you have missing assignments, I cannot stress this enough. If you have missing assignments, let's say you have some chapter 4 missing assignments, do them. Let me know that you did them, and I can change them when I get back. When I have access to my computer on Friday. Okay. Make sure you do those missing work. I'm not going to accept missing work from chapters 1, 2, or 3. All right, that was first quarter stuff. That ship has sailed, as they say. Okay, it's too late for that. But if it's chapter 4 or 5, I will accept, and I will give you some credit for that. All right. I feel like that pretty much covers it as far as what to expect on Monday. I think you guys are gonna. I think as long as you study for this, you'll be set up for success, guys. Please let me know if you have any questions. I cannot stress that enough. I would even be willing to answer some questions during lunchtime on Friday. So from 11:50 to 12:30 on Friday. If you want to stop by, if we don't have any free periods, if you're confused by something in this video, let me know. But you have to shoot me an email, otherwise I'm not going to be on my Google Meet. Okay. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot for you. Happy studying. Be nice to the sub. Have a great rest of your day. Let me know if you have any questions. That's it. Adios.